The meat production alone contributes 22% of 36 billion gases the world produces every year. So it's 20% alone as a meat production. Meat causes more greenhouse gases, which is carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen oxide, than any other transportation or industry. Now, to me, before I used to think, it's more of industries and cars and other things who are polluting the environment. Before I came to know it's not that, it's meat industry which is more polluting the environment compared to what we used to think. Now, these greenhouse gases trap solar energy and thereby warming the Earth's surface. And we all know that global warming is a major issue for everyone. We can see glaciers are melting, we can see disasters are happening, tsunamis are happening, we got floods, everything. Now, why do we need water about that? Because we need water about how we are, we got money, we got job, we are healthy, we don't have to worry about the environment. But I guess we all need to worry about the environment because we are part of it. We have to keep our future a safe environment, right? Otherwise, they might be the ones who will have to face these disasters. Now, a few more parts. Over 50% of global human-caused greenhouse gases can be attributed to livestock and their byproducts. 50%. Producing just one hamburger uses enough fossil fuel to drive a small car for 30 kilometers. Now, it's just a code, but if you think it logically, one hamburger, and we have so many McDonald's around here, or other places we get hamburgers, and generation, like the generation we have, the current generation eats more burgers and more junk food than ever before. Now, if you're eating one hamburger, it consumes that much fossil fuel, it's same as drive a small car for 32 kilometers, same fossil fuel. It takes fossil fuel for transportation, it takes fossil fuel to cook them, store them, and other things. So if you're driving for 32 kilometers, so you have to choose, you want to drive or you want to have a hamburger. Now, for pig factory, generates the same amount of raw waste as a city of 12,000 people. A pig factory. You have to think, I just don't want to read that. Imagine, it is generating the same amount of raw waste as a city of 12,000 people. There are some facts. Over 56 billion farm animals are killed every year by humans. 56 billion every year. And why do we do that? Because we are slaves for our taste buds. Because we've been eating meat, or in our family, we've been eating meat, and even though we know it's not right for us, we are doing that because we have a habit of eating that, right? But you can see it is impacting a lot on our environment and our health as well. So, more than 3,000 animals die every second around the world. Now, I have a pet at home, and I'm very animal compassionate. And I feel if I see my pet as someone who's trying to kill or hurt that, I'll be very sad. Same as sometimes I feel like people, they assume their pet as their children, right? They always take care of them as the children. Apart from cat, dog, all the pets, and after that they kill and eat them. Isn't that ironic? When you go to a farm or in a shopping center, especially school holidays, people they say, oh, they're so cute, they're so beautiful, look at that beautiful car. And 5 minutes later, they go to the restaurant and they'll have it on their plate. Isn't that irony? They feel the pain as well. Now, to make it just, this shocking figure does not even include fish and other sea creatures because they are measured in tons every single day. So many tons of fish are killed just because of humans. And how do we happen on that? People say, oh, if you don't eat fish, they will be too many, there will be corals in the ocean. And it won't. So that's the natural cycle. We are interrupting the natural life cycle. We are inseminating them. We are multiplying their numbers because they have to satisfy our needs, right? So it's not happening naturally. If you see, crows, no one is eating crows and they are still being taken care of. We don't have thousands of squirrels around us, do we? We don't. But we can't say that if we don't eat them, there will be thousands of numbers. That's not a good logic to have a non-vegetarian diet. Now, the average, this one I just found on the internet, I found it very interesting. Because normally we don't see these things with our naked eyes. To us, it's McDonald's burger. To us, it's just what's coming on our plate. To us, it's what's looking beautiful, right? We don't go into the background of the food we have in our plate. We don't go how those animals been killed before they were in your plate. If you go and visit a butcher house, I am sure most of the people, because we all have heart, God has given us compassionate heart, we can't see any animal, or we can't see even any creature in front of us cutting and facing that pain. Because we can't do that. Because we normally don't see that, we just see the plate and we see the yummy food we used to eat. This is a slide. It says the average age of slaughter of farm animals versus their natural lifespan. Now, if it's a cattle, sheep, cow, or the cattle, the average age at slaughter is 12 to 18 months, but their actual natural lifespan is 20 to 25 years old. Can you see? They're not, I don't think so God has given birth to them for us. They have, God has made them for a reason. We have our natural resources, all the human animals and all the other creatures are there with us for a reason. Dairy cows, 3 to 5 years, they have to be slaughtered, and the natural span is 20 to 25 years. Baby calves, 1 to 2 weeks, and their lifespan is 20 to 25 years old. Now, I've been watching videos where they show that the unwanted babies, they just take and throw it in the bin so brutally, very cruel. I can't even say that. I was literally crying when I was seeing these videos. How cruel can women be? How can a person can do that just because for them it might be a business, for them it might be they want to earn money. They can't feel the pain of those animals being killed. But for us, like normal people, we can't see that. We know the actual fact behind it. I don't think so, we can eat. Now, baby calves, I was telling you, they inseminate those animals. They don't wait for them. For example, a cow being pregnant and they give a calf, right? They won't wait. They won't do it as naturally. They inseminate it again. And the cow has to feed their baby, plus she's being pregnant as well. And we all ladies here, we know how painful it is. And they have to do that twice a year. But it depends on the cattle how. So they've been pregnant and giving birth all year round. But that makes their lifespan much smaller. Because they can't cope up with the pain and the strength to have that baby again and again. The reason behind is they have to cope up with the meat supply. People eat meat, so they have to cope up with the meat supply. And even the milk products as well, right? So they inseminate it. They multiply their number so they can fulfill our needs. This is not a fair thing to them. Right, lamb, 3 to 10 months, 15 years in their normal age. Chicken, 35 to 49 days, and 7 years in their natural life cycle age. Egg-laying chickens, 18 months, 8 to 12 is the natural. Pigs, 4 to 6 months only. 12 to 12 years, 10 to 12 years for the natural lifespan. And it's 2 to 6 weeks, 10 to 12 years. Now, if you go to YouTube videos and see how they're being stored in the storeroom, they have such a little heads. They can't even move. And they keep inseminating them, they keep getting the babies out. And if they have, for example, 10 piglets, right? And from 10 piglets, 3 piglets they're not healthy, according to their test, they're not healthy. They just throw them in the bin straight away, they just put them in the wall straight away. I feel very bad how painful it was a mother to make them, to lose their baby in front of them. Even though they are animals, I know they can't. The only difference between them as a mother and me as a mother is they can't speak. They still feel the same pain that I do. If my fingers are cut by cutting a vegetable or anything, have enormous pain. Same as with them. And if, and you know, the vibration thing, when we, like, I guess an animal knows that they're in a slaughterhouse, they are very close to being dead, they want to cut it down now. So the vibration they have, the fear they have, the aggression they have while they're in the slaughterhouse goes in that meat as well. This is again is not healthy for you. It's quite hard. We think food is a very important part. As like we've been taught in our families and in our way of that when you cook food, make sure you're happy. Right? Make sure you're not angry. Don't feed your child if you're angry. Let your child let them cry. Don't feed them until you are happy and thinking about a positive impact on your child, right? So when I cook for my family, in my mind, I'm not just cooking food for them. I am making sure that food has everything. I am serving my love to them as well. That helps them to grow. That's what we all do at home, right? So we have to make sure that the food we cook with a feeling, right? The food is right. So now if you're cooking meat, in that meat you have all those pesticides, everything which Monica has covered, pesticides and contamination and other organic things which we don't, sorry, not organic, chemicals which we don't need in that meat. Apart from that, aggression, anger, vibration at the time that animal was killed. Now, I was telling you about it is impacting on our environment. So it is impacting on land, it is impacting on water, it is impacting on air. How does it impact? You have to think logically. Now, if a land needs to produce 1 kilo of food, right, to produce a piece of land, to produce 1 kilo of food, beef needs 323 meters square land. Same, 1 kilo of food, right? Beef for grazing, 269 meters square. Fish, 207. And on the other hand, if you see rice, 17 meters square land. And vegetables and potatoes, only 6 meters square land. So we know most of the US grains are being fed to animals so that they can slaughter them and fulfill the need of meat eaters, right? So if we see those things, the same amount of food, and you see 323 and 6 meters square is a big range. So beef takes, if I just go into details, 53 times more land than vegetables to grow the same amount of food. And after that, one slide. 1 acre of land can produce tomatoes, 20,779 kg, carrot this much, and beef is 113 kg. Alright, so you can see the difference. That is 200 times more. So if you're using the same amount of land to produce that many tomatoes, and same amount of land to produce beef. Now, if you come up to water resources, sorry, I forgot to tell you, mentioned about land pollution from meat production. Now, they're using land to graze their cattle, right? And I told you that the amount of land they use is, and they produce a little meat from that land to use crops and other things they can feed for people. And then they throw all those rubbish, like, you know, the pigs, they're side products, the byproducts they don't eat. The pigs, or other cattle or anything they don't need from when they cut their boys and things. That covers lots of land as well. And they stay there on the land and they live on the land very enormously. Sorry. So water resources, you see water resources. Water needed to produce 1 kilo wheat is only 900 liters. And if you compare wheat, 1 kilo wheat takes 15,500 liters of water. It's a huge difference, isn't it? It means meat takes 17 times more water than wheat. Now, food resources. In the US alone, 8 billion livestock animals eat 80% of the total grain harvest. So you can see 80% alone are given to the animals for meat production. This amount can feed the whole world over 5 times. Now, we all know there is a problem of starvation. There are so many countries where there's so many people dying because they don't have food. And we feel very pity, right? We should, if we could do something for them. I'll tell you, we can do something for them. And just change your diet is one of the aspects. Now, you can feed about 66 of the home-grown cereals to livestock, and 90% of the world soya beans is used for fodder. So they have to feed those animals because they want to cover them. So we are using more land, more water, all our resources to feed those animals, to kill them later on, and disturbing our whole natural cycle of the environment. Now, this is very interesting. I just found this, we just forwarded it today. This is happening in China this month. China is urging people to eat less meat, which could have a big impact, climate impact. We all know that China, that's a very good thing. China has taken this opportunity to do that first. Before, when they were very big populous country, they have stopped to the number of children. You can't have more than 2, otherwise you take your children, right? Now that's their second one. They are trying to implement. So they are urging people. They have cut their meat diet into half. A new report from Wild Aid right now, the average Chinese people eats around 170 grams of meat, pork, poultry, and lamb a day. China's latest health guidelines, crafted by CNS and the Ministry of Health, advise cutting back to 75 grams a day. They are cutting them into half. You have to think why they're doing that. Because they can see in China, the meat production, the people eat too much meat, and they can see the impact on the environment. The Chinese Nutrition Society is now enlisting celebrities like Arnold. I have seen that video, that's very interesting if you want to see on the YouTube. Arnold and director James Cameron, who directed Avatar and very famous movies, they're doing campaigning to go for less meat. Now, I know this is a less meat thing. I would say, why don't you start with less meat? Because if it's impacting that much in the environment, we can, I know it's very hard to leave. Someone is eating meat for so long. It's very hard for them to stop and leave it all of a sudden. At least we can start with less at maybe a meal, then a day, then a week, and a month. So at least we are helping in some amount. Now, written verdict, it is beyond ethics to feed the animals with more than half the quantity of words food grade in order to obtain meat at the time that millions of people are starving. This is again, starving. And you see those countries where they don't have enough food. I think it is beyond ethics. Hunger kills 5 million children a year. That is one child every 5 seconds. Because of hunger. And some people, like, sometimes I say to my children, if you don't waste food, please, even at my school, I see children throwing their full apples and beans. I feel very, very bad because I don't know why it's happened to me. When I see someone wasting things, those people who don't have food comes around me and they say, oh, look, you're wasting and we don't have food. I have seen videos where people, with little children looking in the bin and eating fish. And sometimes I think, oh my God, how selfish we are. Because God has given us so much. We're not bothering about other people. We are just happy what we have, but we're only happy what we have. But we have to think of other people as well. So if we are wasting anywhere, right? If we're wasting our food or electricity or anything, and that means we are taking other people's share. And we have to be mindful of what we are doing. Now, the amount of meat consumed by US beef alone would feed the entire population of India and China, more than 2 billion people. And we know India and China, we know we have so many poor people. But just changing a bit, we can help other people. In order to obtain meat sufficient for survival of 10 people, the same land can be used to grow food grains, which can feed 100 people. 10 times. If you use the same land, you can feed 100 people. And solve the problem of starvation. Okay, on one hand, the animals are given 40 crore tons of food every year to obtain meat from these animals. And on the other hand, due to the deficiency of food grains, around 50 crore population dies due to starvation every year. So 40 crore tons of food given to the animals for meat production, and 50 crore population dies because of starvation. Alright, look at the picture. This is a poor child, starving child. About your watches a starving child waiting. And then this child will die, I'll eat that child. That image makes me like, for the child, for my own sin and selfishness, that's what is instead. Now, how would I say it's my sin or selfishness? But I think it is. In small part or the big part, we are contributors of that, right? If we are not taking care of our environment, or if we are being very selfish, thinking about ourselves and our family, that's it. That is my small world. That's enough. That is very selfish. We have to think above that. And believe me, when you do that, you will be the most happiest person in the world. So what I believe, when you think of others, God gives you more happiness. If you think of yourself only, you are just yourself. Now, it's your choice. Feed animals for slaughter or fellow humans who are starving. Do you understand the pain given to the speechless, innocent animals at the time of slaughtering? Just imagine, if you have an imagined mind, imagine the amount of pain they feel. They know they're being killed. They know somebody is coming with a knife and going to kill them. They are speechless, they can't speak. That's the only difference. Same pain as we do. Then, as a mother or as a family member, when we see our child with pain, no. Right? They want the same thing, sorry. Do you know who is the main cause of that? Mother, butcher, or eater? Hands up if you think it's butcher. Hands up if you think it's eater. Hands up if you think both. I think it's both. I think more than butcher and eater. The ones who cut them, the ones who buy them, the ones who sell them, the ones who eat them, they are all contribute to that killing. Do you know the rule of demand and supply? If you don't demand, they won't supply. If you don't eat, they won't cut. Do you know the punishment of killing others unjustly? Now, in our daily life, we always teach our children, make sure you don't hurt anyone. You should behave the way you want to be behaved. If you want other people to be nice to you, make sure you be nice to other people. If you want other people to be truthful to you, make sure you be truthful to them. So don't we teach that every single day to our children, to our family? What we are doing here? Because we are ignorant. We need to, and ignorance is not an excuse. Excuse me, some people say you don't know. You don't try to know as well. So you have to know, you have to research, you have to know what's going on outside your home and how you're contributing to that. Now, it's your choice now, ladies and gentlemen. You want to be kind-hearted or stone-hearted. You want to be compassionate or cruel. Or you want to be human or inhuman. We are human for a reason. We have a loving heart. We have a thinking mind. And that's the only difference between other creatures and us. They also eat, they also sleep, they also give birth to babies as we do. The only difference is the mind. They don't have a capacity to think, we have a capacity to think.